But yeah, I made, if you guys haven't been to Burning Man and you don't know about the phenomenon of shirt cocking, it's these guys that they're not proud of their bodies, but they still want to get in on the nudist things. So it's usually like an older guy wearing a tie-dye, no pants, no undies, and socks and tennis shoes or Tevas or something like that. And they're usually a photographer and a lot of the times a shaman that specializes in pelvic floor releases and stuff. So, yeah, I was that guy. Gary.
Oh, my God.
Gary, I'm a shaman.
Your hair was so disturbing.
I had a mullet on.
It was really bad. Like, don't ever get a mullet. It didn't look good. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you the truth, Teresa.
Yet we have so many pictures from my childhood with me and a mullet. They're so terrifying.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I put on that David Bowie Ziggy Stardust wig and it matched my hair perfectly. So that's what that was.
That was.
Yes, so that's why I had the long. It was the length of the mullet was actually my hair.
Oh my God, that was so.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
So disturbing.
So disturbing.
Okay,
yeah.
I am just checking right now.
I had so much fun though. I have to say, dressing as Gary the shirt cocker and sexually harassing all the women in the room. Like, hey, you're really beautiful. Can I take your picture? You know, I'm a shaman. I do these pelvic floor releases. You look like you've got some trauma. I could help you out with it.
Yes.
Yeah, but they loved it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know, a woman in drag or dragging in king. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, totally.
I did some lap dances. I made a few bucks. I made sure that the cock and balls, my little cod piece, was super Muppety, though, so it wasn't threatening. It was like, you know, a couple of styrofoam balls, and it was hideous. I had elephantitis, but anyway, I digress.
Oh, it looks like we're sending out a brand new link to the show right now. Hold on. I'm putting it up on my Facebook.
Oh, I forgot to do that too.
Okay.
Balls.
So new link to the show. Hold on. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry. So sorry. Technical difficulties. Please hold us.
Technical difficulties. New link to the show.
Okay.
And once I link that, then I'm going to be looking over here. All right.
So yes, all you lovely shirt-cocking Portlandians, feel free to chime in with any questions or comments. And if they're flattering to us, we'll read them.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we have kind of a loose form. Loose.
You said loose.
We have a loose butthole today.
Let's not talk about your vagina, Char. Let's get back to business here.
We have a loose forum tonight. We're going to be talking about a little bit about what I did this weekend. However, there's so much confidentiality involved in this.
Right.
And I care deeply about people's privacy.
I don't. I want details. We can bleep it out. No, I'll get details later.
So yeah, exactly.
And pictures and video.
And a reenactment.
Yeah. And let me smell your fingers.
Ew.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I think you can skip all the details truly, and that people like me that have inquiring minds and want to know, you know, I'm more curious about, you know, your experience of it. Like for people like me that are kind of like, I don't know, just really highly sensitive and a little shy about those things. You know, that don't have those experiences. I'm just curious, like, you know, I'm curious about the whole process. Like, you know, what was it like sort of opening up to, you know, being a person who's open in those ways, no pun intended, and, you know, or if there wasn't any discomfort or insecurity or shyness that you ever had to lead into, you know.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
empathetically
want to know, like, what's that like?
Okay, so, yeah, good question. Okay, that's a good prompt. So I'll start by saying I do have a few quirks, more than a few maybe. One thing is I very much dislike the sound of people talking in unison.
Like we do?
Well, no. A little doublemint twinning is okay, but when it's like a big stadium of people saying the Pledge of Allegiance, for example.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Like it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up, and I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
I think it is just creepy. There's just something creepy
conformity.
about it.
Does it remind you of conformity and the Nazi Party?
I think it
like
does. I think it reminds me of groupthink, and that hits me in a negative way.
Right.
So
we're forced to do it when we're kids, so we probably
Right.
do have an experiential charge around it.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, well, I don't believe every single word in this. Like, I have to say under God and so I think so I'm going to just say that gives me the creeps a little bit. So I was really nervous about that. I tend to not be the most spiritual person in organized ways. I'm disorganized spiritually. I do believe in connectedness. I believe in, all beings are interconnected on some levels. And that does not just include humans, it's other beings and all that stuff. So there is some supernatural stuff that I kind of believe in, but it's very disorganized. It's very loose. It's also, I have that sort of, belief of, well, if I don't know for sure, I'm going to say, yes, that's a possibility, but I'm not certain of it. It's just, are there ghosts? It's possible. Maybe, I have no way of knowing.
Maybe you're more of a mystic. If you had to identify as anything, I'm sure that's not truly correct by the definition, but I think it's more experiential based.
Yeah.
You're living life. You're not trying to figure it out, find all the answers in your head or through philosophies or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
You're just having the experience.
Yeah. So I knew my inner skeptic would be up a lot during the weekend. And it was a temple. So it was a sex magic temple. It's a very specific thing. I actually want to have the Reverend on who led the temple. She's super fascinating person. Would be very fun to have on the show. So when she comes on, she'll be able to really give us more juicy details about how the whole thing works, how sex magic works.
I get it. I didn't even realize it was like a kind of a supposedly like more spirit-based sexual interaction. I thought it was like, when you got the crystal ball stuck in your hoo-ha. I thought it was like that. They're going to do magic tricks. Watch the pepperoni disappear,
Abracadabra.
The butt plug.
So the whole
whole
weekend, I'll just really loosely go through the structure because the structure is a really important part of her kind of program. So I don't want to kind of steal that away from her or anything like that. But you do have to let go of a lot of stuff. Especially skepticism. So there are some opening exercises that you do, some connecting exercises. You write an intention, you make an intention, and then you do some really fun sex stuff to kind of put some juice in the battery, so to speak.
Do they give
energetically?
you some direction or pointers about what kind of an intention to make?
No, it's so really, really up to you. So the intention could be like, Mama needs a brand new car. It could really be, it could be super specific like that.
Yeah.
Like, I want I want this car and I want it to be this color. Blah, blah, blah.
And you're using the sex magic to help you manifest.
Right.
A
Exactly.
new car or whatever.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And so the whole weekend is kind of built around this, the Saturday night is the night when you sort of like cast the spell.
Mm-hmm. It's like the manifestation book, The Secret, but this is like The Secretion.
So how my opening up thing was so interesting because I tend to not be someone who loves to be super vulnerable. I know. I'm a Cancer. I'm a crab.
Well, you're human too.
I'm a human with a crusty shell.
None of us really enjoy being vulnerable, but it's the backbone to authenticity and love and relationships. So we all have to do it.
Yeah. So we were doing this relaxation exercise that involves like really getting into your breath and like really forcing air out and really like using your lower abdominal muscles to like really push the air out. And I'd had 2 cups of coffee. Not a great place to be coming from when you're meditating. B, I think I was a little low on magnesium because I got the worst cramp on my left rib cage all the way like under my rib cage. I have a bruise from how hard I was having to massage it.
It sounds like it was the origin of your diaphragm.
It was my the left side of my, like the origin of the left side of my diaphragm was totally cramped up. And it was so cramped that I couldn't even breathe in deeply. I had to breathe shallow, which sucks for meditation. Yeah. So I'm laying there meditating, trying to open up, and I can barely breathe. And I'm just like, oh, fuck this. Fuck.
Yeah, which puts you in a panic state.
And so I did. I had an anxiety attack.
Oh, no.
So I started having an anxiety attack. I start crying because I'm so pissed off that I'm having an anxiety attack.
Oh, no.
And then I leave the room. I go to the bathroom. I like put some cold water on my face.
Poor wee.
I come back and I lay down and I managed to calm my breathing enough to actually like get back into it. And then the exercise ends, and the person leading it could tell I was like clearly upset because I had just kind of freaking traumatized myself. Like my inner bully was like, fuck you. Right. And then I have a really beautiful friend who asked if I needed anything, and I was like, well, I do know this thing where if someone shakes your tits like really violently, actually can really help. And so my amazing friend shook my tits really violently, and of course I start laughing and everything's better. But it was great because I think actually that panic attack was maybe one of the best things that could have happened to me, because from that moment on I was open. I did not plan on crying in front of anyone. I almost never cry in front of people. Like, I'll be like, fuck off. I don't want to talk about it,
Yeah.
But instead, I just cried in front of a bunch of people I didn't know.
That's great.
Yeah. So it was great. And then someone shook my tits, and then I was laughing about it. And then we had more kind of opening exercises, and some of those made me cry too. And I was like, oh man, that's it. Like my heart is on my sleeve now. Like everybody can see what a soft, gooey creature I am.
That's so great.
Like,
I bet that just like really helped to like prime the pump too for connection and trust with everybody.
Yeah.
It sounds sadistic, but I love seeing people cry. I mean, as long as it's not like, in a terrifying, psychotic way. It's like when people drop the armor and show their humanness, and then it kind of gives you permission. You see their humanness.
Yeah.
You connect to their humanness.
Yeah.
And then you realize you can be human. So yeah.
And you're going to love this. I was doing, you would have really loved being there. I wasn't even on, you do like circles that are like ally circles or whatever. So people who have experienced a specific trauma or anger or fear or something like that step to the middle. Other people are holding space for them on the outside. I wasn't even on the inside of this circle, and I was bawling like little kid, like, it was funny. It was like,
is it because it touched you so much? Just
what other people had gone through touched me so much that I was just like
empathetically.
I was just it allowed me to just sit there and bawl, and I was like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna get all snotty face, red eyes, like going for it. So anyway, that was just the opening, connecting part, and that was very connecting and very opening. From there on out, I was just open. Like there was no closing. Well, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to stitch myself back together again. I didn't want to put the mask back on. I was like, these people are going to see what they see. They're going to get what they get, and hopefully they're okay with it. And if not, I guess I suck.
Or
whatever.
Yeah.
Or they won't fuck me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then you go into kind of writing what you want, and kind of what you'd like your spell to be about. And so I did that. And then there's the sexy sex magic part, and that, of course, I mean, I can't go into too much detail, but that there are group things that happen, and you might connect with certain people more than others and stuff like that.
Well, I have a million questions. Mm-hmm. Did you share your intentions with other people? Was that a part of it?
I did not, but you can.
Okay.
It isn't like a birthday wish where it goes away if you tell people about it.
Right.
It's really like you can say what it is. You can let other people read it, whatever,
Right,
because
but
you
it's
write
not
down
like,
your
make
intention.
a wish and blow this out.
Yeah. Make a wish and blow me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, of course, being all open-hearted and gooey as I was, I was with a partner that I have been with for a while, and I was like, oh, God, I just felt this like welling up of like, oh, I really want to tell them I love them and blah, blah, blah. I'm actually getting nervous right now just thinking about it.
Yay!
I am such a nerd. I am freaking nervous right now. It's like I'm reliving the moment. And I could not, I couldn't, there was like so much tension. It was like there was this lake and it was just totally placid. And I could not break the tension. I couldn't get my voice to come up through my damn mouth to say a thing. And I was like, I am going to be so pissed at myself if I don't say this.
Right. And I know that feeling too, where it's like your brain gets paralyzed. You're at an impasse where you're like, there's nothing else that I can say until I say this.
Yeah.
Your brain is just in there kicking you. Say it.
Exactly. And so I was like, and I literally just could not think about anything else. So I was like, oh, fuck. What am I going to do? How am I going to say it? Like, do I just say, I love you? And just scream it in the face?
And then punch him in the dick.
That's for making me love you. Punch in the dick. Yeah, no. So instead, my brilliant mind is like, okay, say something really stupid and kind of gross, and then work in the whole idea that you love him.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh
That's like
I really am 15.
Yeah, that's the high school thing of like, you know, when you get a bad grade and you tell your parents, I'm pregnant. Just kidding. I just failed science. You know, the bait and switch.
So that's how this comes out. I have.
You can't even say it now.
I can't even say it now. I have anal warts. Just kidding. I'm falling in love with you. So yeah.
And his penis had a grand mal seizure. I don't even know what to do with myself.
Yeah. Right.
I'm repulsed and
elated.
Yeah.
So that's how my beautiful brain worked.
And how did they respond?
And I was laughing. I was laughing so hard before I even said it, I could barely get it out, because once I thought about the idea of saying that and then saying, oh, and I'm falling in love with you, you know, and like kind of like sneaking, it was like I had to sneak it in. It was like I had to be like, oh, here's a big thing. Oh, and I'm just going to sneak this in because.
But by the way, I don't know if we made this clear. She does not have a flowering word encrusted anus. That was just.
Are you judging my anus?
No, I'm not at all.
Because if I did have a flowering encrusted wordy anus,
I just thought
I would be able. Well, I might be sitting on a donut, but
it could really impede your future play. I was looking out for you. You know,
that's true.
Once that gets out there, you know, then all of a sudden,
that's true. That's true.
You hear about Charlene's anus? You know, so I'm looking out for you.
So thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I have had STI tests recently, and I'm very clear on that.
Shaka, me too. All clear. Woo!
It's kind of like going to see the dentist and getting your teeth cleaned. You're just like, I have that minty fresh STI clean feeling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it went really well. They did not run away from me. They did not treat me like an idiot, and they said very sweet things back to me. So
that's lovely. And I imagine knowing who they are, that they laugh their ass off too.
Yeah.
Because they're a real giggle puss.
Giggle puss. What's up, giggle puss? And then the rest of that night was fun and sweet, and it did feel pretty magical. I had dreams. Oh my God. I had like psychedelic dreams. I was totally sober all weekend too. That's the other thing. Completely sober. They like you to be present. So I was like, no alcohol, no pot, nothing. That night I had psychedelic dreams. I felt like I didn't sleep at all. And it was like this mantra, because there was so much chanting. This one chant kept going through my head while I was trying to sleep, and it was screaming into your fart box.
Whoa.
It was, I don't know what the fuck. Screaming into your fart box. So basically screaming into your asshole. I am dreaming about screaming into someone's asshole, but in my mind, the visuals that are going on are these cubes filled with air, probably farts or screams.
Yeah.
And they're unfolding and unwrapping like this weird universe thing, like this geometric universe. Anyway.
Like a fart mandala.
A fart mandala.
Yeah.
I think
we
have
a
fart
fractal. A fart
fractal.
How do you say fart and fractal?
Farktal?
Farktal?
Yeah.
Farktal.
Farktal. Yeah.
Farktal.
So, okay, there's our coloring book idea.
There you
fart
go.
Fractals and fart mandalas.
There you go.
Yeah. And then the next day, it was very touching. It was sort of the closing. You kind of have to put yourself back together. You have to put some of your armor back on to reintegrate with the world. And so yeah, but it felt very special. There were definitely times where I was struggling, where I was like, if I have to hear this thing one more time, I'm gonna lose it. But it was like it was enough. There was enough fun and magic and stuff to kind of keep me from like really disengaging.
Right.
So it was very cool. I definitely want to have someone involved in that to talk, who has the ability to talk about it in a better way.
Yeah.
Because I would totally screw it up.
Yeah. I'm very curious about it because it is, sex is fucking spiritual. It can be.
It can
be very spiritual.
It really,
it can be the ultimate of connection. You know, and the ultimate of vulnerability. And, it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable and authentic and present and to truly connect.
Yeah.
And when you can do that, though, some profound shit.
That is some profound shit.
Yeah.
So, and some people, through the sex magic stuff, it doesn't even have to be like, so sex is not at all defined by penis and vagina. Like sex can be a whole range of things that can happen. And some people really enjoy just like getting into sensation play. And so I thought we could spend the rest of our time here today talking about sensation play.
Oh, not doing it.
Well,
just kidding.
I mean,
touch my arm lightly.
You could, yeah.
No, just kidding.
But there's so much you can do with sensation play, and it doesn't require a special set of tools. Mm-hmm. Although I did bring some special tools to show you all.
Oh no, I think I know what's coming. No pun intended.
Yes, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, and we have like 34 minutes for me to go through all of this. So I think what I'm going to do.
Is that enough time?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just check.
Yeah, I think that's just enough time because I brought a whole lot of stuff that we can talk about, and I want to get into sensation play, and what it is it's generally sensual, and it can be sexual. It can progress into sexual, but I really recommend sensation play for a time when you're feeling like you're having a hard time connecting with your partner or connecting with a situation, or if you're tense and feel the day, like you can't let go of your day at work or something like that. Sensation play is a great way to wake up your body and to make the chattering monkey just shut up for a while.
Yeah. The word connection comes to my mind too. Because I imagine when you're being present to exploring things, you're really connecting with yourself. And because of that, if you are playing with a partner, then you're really connecting with each other. Mm-hmm. And
exactly.
That's so cathartic because a lot of what gives us suffering is, fearing about the future, regretting about the past, fear, control, and in the present moment where you're okay.
Yeah.
It's great to be able to have a way to come there. Pun intended.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the everyday objects that can be used for sensation play. And I'm imagining this as like, oh, you're at an Airbnb, you forgot your bag of toys. So what do you do? What can you find in the place that could be fun to play with? So I generally think that sensation play is really fun if the person is has their eyes closed, or maybe even wearing like a scarf or something like, or not a scarf, but like an eye mask or like a tie or something very soft, just covering their eyes. It can even be a blanket or like a hand towel that's just folded and draped over their eyes. And that's just because people tend to, when their eyes are open, they tend to be trying to read the other person who would be giving them the sensation. And you really don't want that. You want them to just lay back and feel their body and feel the sensations that are coming. Mm-hmm. And that allows you, let's say the giver, to really read their body too.
It's part of trust too, right?
Yeah,
you know,
it's definitely.
It's like that game you used to play when you were kids where you like, you know, you tell your friend to close their eyes and then you'd walk them through a pile of dog shit. You know, like I did. No, I'm just kidding.
Why you had
I did do that once. I was a bad kid. But
you were naughty, weren't you?
I was naughty. Yeah. But yeah, it's like that. It's an opportunity to develop trust and to also give the other person an opportunity to surrender being in control.
Yeah, exactly.
So on that note. Oh, yeah, and about the Airbnb, just like as you're looking around for what you can use, just don't fuck with the salt and pepper shakers, you guys. Yeah. It's just off limits.
Yeah, that's really not cool. So I have some everyday objects here that I'm putting on the table.
We're going to do each other's hair?
Yeah, let's do each other's hair. So some things that can be really fun is just like lightly drag a fork down your arm, just using the pressure of it. And imagine you're not looking at it. You don't know what this object is. Oh, and by the way, the other fun thing that you can do is have the person get blindfolded, you know, the one who's receiving the sensation. And then you say, I'll be right back. And then you grab everything so they don't know what everything is. Then, and if they trust you to not come at them with something like too shocking. And please do know if your partner does not like cold sensation or hot sensation, check that out ahead of time because you don't want to put an ice cube on someone who's like already a little chilly. They're going to hate that.
And find out what their avoids are.
Yeah, definitely have the avoids.
Yeah, don't touch my butthole.
Yeah. By the way, don't touch her butthole. Yeah, so a fork.
So you can get forked.
Yeah, you can get forked. A butter knife is very fun because it's cool. It's smooth on one side. It's got the little ridges on the other side. Don't use a regular knife unless, you know, you're all checked out on that equipment.
Yeah.
A hairbrush can be fun because it's scratchy on one side, and then you can do light tapping with the other side.
Very qigong-y.
Yeah,
I like it.
and if someone is into, here, I'm going to show, here's the sound of me slapping my arm.
One hand slapping.
And if someone likes a light spanking, you can get a little harder with the back of a brush. And so that's kind of fun.
Have a safe word, though.
Yes, definitely.
Always have a safe word.
I've got a little basting brush here. This one's silicone, but it's very soft.
I want to feel it.
It can be, yeah.
I'll do it to myself, though. It'd be weird if you did sensual things with me.
Yeah,
being
totally.
My sister.
And then spatulas, pancake turners, stuff like that are great for a little impact. But then they're also just kind of fun to drag across the body or like push into the body. And just notice the different textures of it. Like it kind of drags against the skin a little bit if it's silicone. So, you know, part of it is you can go around your house and close your eyes, geek out on the feeling of objects and be like, oh, this could be a good one for that, sensation play. You'll find you have a favorite brush, like a bristle brush that has like boar bristle or something. That's really fun and scratchy.
Fascinating.
Also, you can use different parts of your body. Hair is great for...
A pet. You can pick up your cat and drag it. My chihuahua.
Come here, Jazz.
What this is, yeah.
But it is kind of fun. You can take your hands and put your fingers almost like a little animal paws and walk them up someone's back. Mm-hmm. That's kind of fun.
She's making little fisting paws, by the way,
little
for
fisting
people that
paws.
Are listening and can't see.
Yeah. Or just like lightly, just lightly brushing your hands across is a fun option. And then, or light tapping. Just like a really, really light slapping here and there. Dragging your teeth across someone, giving hot breath or giving cold breath is also nice. So when you work enough of these things together, they will eventually release, like they will get into their body because you're giving them so many different sensations. And one of the important things is to vary the sensation. So don't just always do like soft. So I'm going to do a silk scarf, and then I'm going to do my hair, and then I'm going to do the bit. Yeah. Yeah. Because then you get used to it. So you want to do soft and then scratchy. And then
do they say for how long? Is there like a recommendation? Like
I usually just kind
30
of
seconds here, 1 minute
I
there.
do it until I feel like I've kind of covered the person's body with that feeling. And it's really fun if you can have two people doing it to you, because then one person could be scratchy up here and then you could have something soft over there. So it really wakes up my body and makes my brain kind of relax.
Yeah.
So then other things you can do is body weight is another great thing. Like it's so soothing. It's like a weighted blanket. So you can actually just lay on top of someone and just lay there. And it's not like, oh, we're having sex. This isn't soaking like the super uber religious kids are doing. Have you heard about this soaking?
No, I have no idea what that is.
So apparently God is a T-Rex and he only notices things when there's movement. He can only see things where there's movement. So I'm totally making a joke here, but no, soaking is a real thing where these, I guess some Mormon kids they will put the penis into the vagina, but as long as they're not moving, it's okay.
Wow.
And so there's a joke about God being a T-Rex because T-Rex can only see movement.
I just learned something about Mormons and dinosaurs. It's amazing.
And then, but then there's this other thing. Oh, what's it called? Jumping, shaking, something like that. So if you're soaking and then your friend comes and jumps on the bed, you're technically still not having sex and it's okay with God.
Wow.
Right?
Oh my God. But isn't he going to see the bed moving?
Yeah.
But as long as you're not intentionally moving.
I guess.
You can just walk away and be like, Madge, I soaked in it.
Can they,
Right.
can't teens just have sex? I mean, come on.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's just
already.
let them
They're
have
the horniest demographic of all humans. Give them a break.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
All right. So then getting into, let's say you're at your own house. You aren't just at an Airbnb. You can do some other things. So anyway, body weight, great thing. And I said hot breath, cold breath. So yeah, that's that. It's also fun to give someone what we call a slip and slide, which is you put massage oil, coconut oil, whatever, all over the front of you and you slide up and down them. That's a little more sexy than, that's getting into sexy zone.
Yeah, I don't do that in my massage practice.
No, you don't.
No, never,
It's the slip and slide. It's not.
Just joking.
Definitely not part of your massage practice.
Right. All right. What I like about this too is that I think one of the things that kind of makes your average long-term relationship start to dry up a little bit is that, in the beginning of a relationship, hopefully, if people are feeling supported or they give themselves permission to communicate well, you have this discovery period with a person. And that's part of what, I think new relationship energy is about.
Yeah.
Is as someone is being present and exploring you get to be, exploring you too and exploring the other person. But then I think that, we start to learn each other's bodies and then we get into these routines.
Yep.
And then it's just like a little dance routine. I do this to you and you do this to me.
Yeah.
And it gets effective. But after a while, if you get stuck in that, it gets boring.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people miss that, they know what you're going to do. And then so you're less present. And, and a lot of the time you're underwhelmed by your predictions being true.
Yeah, and you start getting more goal-oriented,
right.
Well, it's time to head toward Orgasmville. And,
right, let's get this over with. We've got
this up.
dishes to do and shit.
Oh, and I forgot these little beads, things like beads
Mardi
are
Gras
also fun.
beads.
Yeah, Mardi Gras beads.
Yay!
So those could just be dragged across you. I am holding in my hands 2 Wartenberg wheels. They're, I think some
What
people
kind
call
of
them-
torture device is this, mein Sister? Those are terrifying looking.
So these were created for, I think,
Sewing?
testing nerve function.
Oh.
But it is a lot like what Mom had for sewing, right?
Yeah, I thought those were used to poke patterns, clothing patterns or something like that.
Yeah, so she did have one for that.
Yeah, she did.
And these are, you don't really want to apply pressure.
For people that are listening, by the way, it looks like a miniature pizza cutter with spikes all the way around the edges, I would say. Or a very, more of a sadistic sun with little rays that could do some harm, it feels like. So
I think it could if you applied pressure.
Yeah.
So I have one that has 5 little spiky wheels on it and one that has 1 spiky wheel on it. And the benefit to having 5 spiky wheels is you get less pressure. It's less pokey and more...
Yeah.
It's a little easier to control. The one with just 1 pinwheel, I've had people use this on me and they're like spacing out and they're doing it too hard. And I'm like, stop. What are you doing?
Right. And this one's good for developing collagen. You just no, I'm just kidding.
I was kind of wondering about it
does look like a microdermabrasion wheel.
It's like,
that's what the one with 5 wheels on it looks like. For those listening.
It's like a macrodermabrasion.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like this is going to leave you with Swiss cheese skin.
Yeah, totally.
Pock marks.
So these are made for, these are like little things. They're made for pulling nipples out, basically. So like if you have inverted nipples, you would put your nipples in here and then it creates a suction thing.
They're kind of like miniature penis enlargers.
Yeah, they are. They're like little
like a
penis pumps.
Enlarger for Donald Trump.
Yeah. So you could...
Just kidding.
Just for everyone who can't see, the diameter is about 1 inch and it's about 2-3 inches long.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so these can be used somewhere on the body too, and they do suck the skin up anywhere where there's like really soft skin.
Give me one of those.
You can create a hickey on your arm if you want, and be like, look who got someone last night. Yeah, me. Oh, look, it stuck to me. So it's almost like cupping. So in cupping, you take heated. Wait, do you put like a flame?
You can sometimes use a flame and hold a flame into the open part. Oh yeah, that does work. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Turning purple. I'm getting a hickey.
So that could be your that could be your nipple.
Yeah, right.
Or the tip of your penis.
Yeah, but some of them even have like a little gun that kind of sucks the air out of them. I have that kind. And then they make silicone cups now too that you can just kind of squeeze the air out of and put on.
Smart.
Yeah, it just sucks the skin right up in there.
That's rad.
I actually have some that you're supposed to use for your face. And I get my little worry line here. So one day I took one of those and I was like, I bet you if you just stick it on your skin. And so I looked like a unicorn. I had this like cone on my head. And then I was like walking around, and my roommate, who happens to love unicorns, she said something about like maybe looking like a unicorn. And then I remembered, I was like, oh shit, I forgot I had it on. I took it off and I had this just huge, like, the Ziggy Stardust, like hickey right on my third eye. Yeah, that took about 3 days to go away.
Oh my God.
Or longer, really.
Love it. But was the worry line gone?
No, because then immediately I was worried again. Like, oh my God, how long is this going to take? I don't have enough makeup to put over this thing. Yeah.
You're like filling in with putty, like nose putty. And
right. Just wearing God. Glitter mandalas on my head.
Yeah.
I meant to do that.
Okay. And the other thing is, on my way here, I stopped by Home Depot.
Oh boy. Power tools.
So many fun things at Home Depot. One of them.
Where this is going.
I was so popular at Home Depot today because what did I get?
Were you in the plumbing section, I imagine?
I was not. I was in the chains and rope section.
Oh,
and this is not
this
is not 50 Shades of Pucosaurus Rex. All right, so regard.
Oh my God!
So I know this
you
is
like animals.
This is very loud. No, these are just for sensation play. These are not for tying people up. I suppose one could do that, but the weight of a chain is a very cool sensation. Like, just feel it. Just put it in your hand. Feel the weight of that chain. It's really cool on your body. You can very lightly heat a chain so that it's body temperature. Yeah. Like if I were doing sensation play with someone, I would just wrap this chain around my body and let my body heat it up so that it's not shocking when it touches them.
Perfect for Halloween too.
Yeah. Ooh. And then this big heavy chain is great. And you want to find chains that are smooth. Like you don't want ones with like big seams in them and stuff like that. So I got the stainless steel twisted chain that's like, what is that, 1/2 inch or something like that. Yeah. And then I have like a 1.5 inch just regular chain. Listen to the sound of this guy. And this one's great because it has big links, and the weight is really awesome on it. Like when
wow.
someone lays that on your body, it's relaxing. It just,
I could see that.
there's something about
Especially
it.
if it was warm.
Yeah.
If it was cold.
Yeah.
then I'd be like, get it off.
And in the middle of summer, I would be likely to say, hey, make that chain really
Yeah.
cold. Put it in. Yeah.
Right. Stick it in the fridge. Stick it
Yeah.
in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge.
Fridge.
No.
There it
Nipple
goes.
suction. Come on.
No. Come back to me. Come back.
Right. Where do you find these, what are they really called? Nipple extenders or whatever?
I think, places like Spartacus would have them. Most toy shops would. But I would say I would probably look at Spartacus or maybe Shebop or Amazon
Shebop.
probably has
There
it.
you go.
I love Shebop.
I like Shebop too.
And I love Spartacus too. Those
me
two are
too.
my favorites. They're
Me too.
they're both locally owned. Or at least I believe Spartacus is. And I'm pretty sure Shebop is.
Unless it got bought out by
Yeah.
some chain or
I don't
something. I
think
hope
so.
not.
They've been around forever, and they have cool clothes, costumey stuff.
Right. So down to earth.
Yeah, they still have videos. You can still rent videos.
Always in support of the LGBTQ.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Super friendly.
True, Dad.
All right. The next thing.
Power tools. Power tools.
These.
Oh my God, you weren't kidding. Oh,
I'm not
that's
kidding.
Great.
I bought this
Holy
because this was
shit.
something that was used over the weekend, and it was so popular. This is just a car buffer. So it is made to buff your car. It comes with two covers for it. It's only $36, and this can almost work like a body massager.
Wow.
Because it vibrates and it spins a little bit.
I think I've seen some of these in the massage industry, actually.
Yeah. So you just turn it on and you get like
Turn
a
it on,
vibration.
turn it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me your
My butt?
back or something.
All right. Right.
Yeah. Stand up. All right. So Michael, we're about to turn on the buffer. All right.
This is weird, but. Whee! Oh.
We're buffing
It's working the
her
gas
butt.
through. That's good. It's good. That thing's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
God, that could really save your hands if you're a massage therapist.
Yeah.
Holy cannoli.
So because it goes in circles, it does get hot. Or it can get a little hot.
Which could be good.
Yeah, and it vibrates. So it's like it just feels good. It's fun. This one's a Ryobi. It was not expensive. It's less expensive than like a massager.
Do you know how much? Like 50, 70, 100, 120?
I just bought this today for $36.99.
Oh my God, that's so cheap. That's amazing. Wow.
Ryobi buffer.
Seriously.
All right, now we're gonna get into a weird gift so we've got the sensation play thing here. There are also things like floggers, and those can be used in a soft way. Like you can get rabbit fur floggers that are really soft, and you can just lightly kind of drape
For
them
those
on.
that don't know as well, a flogger is.
A flogger is, it's a handle, and it has many kind of like loose string things hanging from it. Those can be made out of.
Originally, I think it'd be easier for people that really have no idea to describe just basically, they used to be like whips for like horses, and they had like, it was called like, originally were they like cat o' nine tails that had like 9 leather strips? Oops, sorry. Bam.
That might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. It's like a whip, but that has multiple things on it. But it can be made. It can be made with sharp edges or really soft edges. The fabric could be fabric, or it could be like animal fur, or it can be really soft leather, or it can be really hard, stiff leather.
Or fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, fruit roll-up. Ooh, a fruit roll edible flogger.
There you go. Brilliant. Okay. Don't take our idea.
Bawd's edible floggers. I'm gonna eat all the evidence.
Yeah. I think vitamin butt plugs would be good too.
Oh my God!
You can absorb through your anus.
You can absorb so well through your anus. One can. I'm going to show you a freaky. Oh, so let me make sure I'm all the way through. So things like floggers can be great because you can start with just sort of soft touch, and then if people want to try a little impact, you can go lightly. And then if they're like, yeah, try it harder, blah, 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 you can keep doing that.
And as much as I think sometimes when we hear about like things like floggers, some people might automatically get like kind of like, you know, as far as like BDSM goes, the sadomasochistic part where they assume it's to like inflict pain. And sometimes these things can actually just, being a massage therapist, they can just like wake up the nervous system, which is great.
Exactly.
You know, excite the you know, the nerve endings, you know, just like you know, what's it called? Well, you know, athletic events. Like that's why we do that like hacky wacky choppy thing in massage. It's to get all the nerves activated. And
because you're like, damn, I'm tired of using all my muscles. Do it, you know, like this is tiring shit. I want to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why I would be doing it.
Yeah. My office might just get a makeover. I'll take all this with me.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wait, I'm going to do some release along your spine using these spinal release cups.
These actually would be highly effective cups. But anyway.
Yeah. I see you.
I don't want to freak out my clients.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Now, the very last thing I want to show you. No, it's not the very last thing.
Fabulous.
Someone.
Oh
somewhere.
My God. What the hell?
This is
the Octopussy 4000.
A gift. This was a gift someone gave me.
Mount St. Butt Plug. What is that?
This is an ovipositor. So you can see
what?
The end is open. It is hollow all the way through.
Uh-huh.
And it is I believe this might classify as tentacle porn. Kind of toy. But you make
it looks very
obviously
tentacular.
I've not used this.
Looks like
it's
your dog
in animal
used
fur.
It,
Yeah, looks like my dog used it. But you create eggs out of gelatin, and there are molds for gelatin eggs. So you put an egg in here.
Okay.
And then
is this some kind of freaky alien fetish
it
porn
is.
shit? Okay,
it's
I'm
alien or
on.
tentacle
I catch on slow,
porn.
but I get there.
Yeah. So you put the egg in, and then you push it through, but we're using this black.
For anyone just listening, like commuting home, like you at least have to like fast forward to this part on YouTube later, because you just would not believe this thing. You know, at first I thought it looked
huge.
a little bit like an under the sea kind of like, you know, a mermaid castle.
It
you
does
know,
have
some
kind
of a
octopus
sea anemone, octopus, elephant, dick castle.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Yeah,
under the sea.
I would go under the sea for that. Yeah, that's insane though, and
it's big though. It's
got
a little
tentacles
too big,
all there. You know, actually, the middle looks a little bit like. I'm just describing this for people like you know, they can't see. It looks a little bit like a lumpy, warty lighthouse with a baby fist at the end or something.
Yeah.
And then, a bunch of tentacle fingers around the outside.
Yeah.
Like these definitely look like fingers, but these look like you know.
It's
tentacle.
It's trippy.
Porn.
Anyway, I just had to bring this because it's super weird, and it's like
so
funny.
Weird.
Because the reason someone gave this to me is I was like, I think when I was 13, no, I was younger than that, maybe 11 or 12. I had sexual fantasies about aliens having sex with aliens.
Boom shaka. Yes, we're creative sisters. I get you. I get you.
And so my lover was like, hey, I know you have alien fantasies or had alien fantasies, and do you want to try this? And I was like, good Lord, look at the size of that thing.
You know what's funny is I didn't even, for some reason, put together that this is one of your sex toys. I did just I just caught on.
Yeah.
So, okay,
clearly
wait.
it's not
back.
used a whole lot.
I need some kind of like closure on this. So, a gelatin egg inserted in it, and then that thing goes in the back, and what does that
pushes
sort of
the
impregnate you with the gel egg?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And then if you do unflavored gelatin, it's benign.
Mm-hmm.
It just warms up and basically leaks out.
Yeah. I actually did just buy a bunch of candy flavorings that Well, I think they're disgusting. I'll give them to you, and you can use them for your alien eggs.
Maybe I'll throw a get impregnated by the alien party and see who can take it.
Yeah.
Who wants to come to my party and get impregnated?
Oh my God.
With disgusting flavored.
I'll make sure I'm busy.
Gelatin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so there we go. Next to the Ryobi power tool. That doesn't fit there.
That's
and the final thing I brought for show and tell today, Ms. Bawd.
Yes, Miss Bawd. Go on.
I want to show you my other Ryobi tool. I'm, by the way, I love Ryobi.
I
do have some Craftsman, but
yeah.
I'm a fan of Ryobi. I think their design is just really good. So my dad, our dad,
oh no, God,
gave me this saw for my birthday. I love this saw, and I love the drill, and I love the driver he gave me. A totally different friend.
I was going to say, Dad's never giving us Christmas presents again if he hears anything about this.
A totally different friend gave me an attachment for a saw, not knowing that I had this saw. Not knowing I had this saw. This has not been used before. This is a brand new. We have a 7-inch Doc Johnson. It's hollow.
Which is a dildo for those that don't know.
And you
modeled after Doc Johnson.
If you're going to do this,
was this molded off of him? I got to look at this.
I don't know. Would you recognize Doc Johnson's dick if you saw it?
Well, believe it or not, remember when
it's a very pretty penis.
When I dressed up a dildo.
Animating it.
A dildo. Sorry, I didn't even realize I'm animating it. When I dressed up a dildo to look like George Bush, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And I made that postcard that you helped me with, and it said like, you wouldn't believe how easy it was to make a dildo look like George Bush. It was back when he was in office.
Yeah.
And so, I sculpted little gray hair on him and, made him making that little George Bush face like, oh, I'm fucking clueless. And then gave him a little tie and I sculpted a desk. And on the desk, there was like a little Bible and a little mirror with a bunch of cocaine lines and a little tiny razor and a little microphone. And under the desk, you could see, and I cut up theatrical mustache hair to give him nice hairy balls.
Gotta have them.
Gotta have hairy balls if you're the president of America. I gave him Merkin for America. And then around the edge of the postcard, I wrote, or you did actually. It was because I needed your graphic design skills. Yeah. It said, President Dictator Bush, screwing the world in every position.
Yeah, I remember that. It was so good.
Yeah, it sold out every time I printed it.
All right, I'm going to show you how this works.
Show us how it works.
Segue. All right, so put this little thing in here.
She's putting a metal attachment onto that's going on the blade. Is that that's going on the saw blade?
Replacing the blade.
God, this makes me nervous. Like, do you really put this in your cooter? I'm scared.
No, I have not.
Okay. This is just for
but I have to say, I have in the past used a similar device.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying the release.
Come on over and show us, Michael.
I didn't have the release button all the way out, so now it's on. So now we have a metal RoboCock dong.
RoboCock, I love it.
We stick Doc Johnson on the end of it. And you need to use, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is really
maybe you need some spit lube on that char.
They make some powder that goes on there. I just didn't want to use it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is too rubbery. It's not going to do anything. But I realized, like, it has to be really flexible because the power that this thing has, you could injure someone if you're using a really hard dick.
Yeah, totally.
So you have to use so I'm going to turn this on for a minute, Michael. So you can go slow.
Uh-huh.
Or...
Oh, yeah. That could wreck a bitch hole. That's for sure.
It could.
Jesus Christ.
I think the thing that's novel about it is that this could potentially fuck you faster than you've ever been fucked in your entire life.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is gonna ever go faster than that at full speed.
I'm just really imagining like a sci-fi movie with all these weapons like that, the Squid Vagina 3000. Hey. Oh my God. This is powerful. Oh my God. Yeah.
No, not into the ovipositor.
It'd be like the penetrator. Oh my god. Oh, that's it. There's a video. There's going to be like a little sci-fi music video in our future.
This is our space gun, and then
I must break you.
Is this my this is my mesmerizing ray. I'll turn it on. It'll be like,
oh, I'm rendered powerless. Erectile dysfunction. Wow.
So this sort of thing, I mean, it could be practical for everyday use. If you wanted
everyday use.
Watch out, Dick's gonna fall off. He's like slipping off there.
It's all fun and games until we have to take you to the ER with a big Doc Johnson dildo sticking out of your skull.
Yeah. I don't know how it got there.
No, you must practice, caution.
So I think trips to Home Depot are really fun now. Obviously.
I want to go with you to Home Depot.
Really?
In the very near future.
And we'll be like, so do you think you could use this for da-da-da? The only thing...
Did you actually go in there with a dildo and say, how do I get this onto a...
No, I stayed home and figured it out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I was pretty confused for a while, but eventually, my persistence paid off. But I think they totally knew what I was up to when I was like, I need about this long of chain. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully dressed like this too.
We have a question. They want to know where you got the adapter.
The adapter.
Good
So you get those online. Since it was a gift, I don't know. Oh, the dick is falling off.
I want it to. I just want to.
Okay, there we go.
There, so we can see it.
So I believe you find it online. So I think you would probably just have to search for like, let's see, saw. Reciprocating saw attachment for dildo
snuggie for dildo koozie.
Because it was a gift, I don't really know how you would procure such a thing, but
can you text the person that gave it to you?
I could ask. Mm-hmm. I could ask, and I can follow up on the show notes or the
true.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Just to show people where they can find that. But yeah, this is just like a regular old Ryobi saw.
I feel like we're on the most fucked up home improvement show
or the best home improvement show.
The womb improvement show.
Womb improvement.
Yeah. Giving our wombs a makeover here from the bottom up. Oh my God.
The one thing I would say you don't want to buy at Home Depot is if you are interested in doing like bondage kind of stuff, don't buy the rope there. It's really scratchy. It's not going to be really nice. It's not going to feel good against your skin. You really want something that's like really soft. They sell, if you go online, you can look up rope for shibari. And
can you spell shibari for us?
Shibari. And shibari is like where you kind of tie ropes on someone, and usually it's done in a beautiful decorative pattern. It can be used to bind someone. It can be used to do a suspension from the ceiling. Some people are highly skilled at this. I am not one of them. So
it's probably more polyester.
I don't know. It's incredibly soft, whatever it is. And it's usually thicker so that you don't get a whole lot of pressure.
No rug burns.
Yeah. You don't want burns from your rope. Like,
unless you do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you do. And then get like the scratchiest crap you can find.
Yeah.
Get like nautical rope to put with your nautical chains.
Yeah, get naughty with your nauticals.
Nauticals. Oh my gosh.
What?
It's time. It's like we just talked for a whole hour. Wow. Can you believe that?
Time flies when you're playing with dildos on power saws. That's amazing.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thanks for show and tell here today, Char. It's fucking incredible.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks for being a super freak, yo.
Yay! Super freak. Super freak.
She's super freaky. Yeah, you are.
I'm not even. That's the
more than I ever imagined.
Yeah, I mean, I have the things. That doesn't mean I use them all the time.
Sure.
Sometimes like vanilla is definitely a flavor, and vanilla is a good flavor.
It's always been your favorite flavor of ice cream.
It really
too.
has always
that.
been.
Mm-hmm.
So
she likes vanilla.
So while I'll go like Rocky Road and stuff, like vanilla is a great thing.
Do you remember
too.
my childhood favorite?
Daiquiri ice.
Very
right?
good. Yes, I was a weird kid.
Yeah, I know. That was so
A
weird.
future lush in the making.
You're like, is this keto?
Yeah. Daiquiri ice.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thanks for tuning in to our tune, everybody.
Bye-bye. We'll see you next
See you
Tuesday.
next
You
Tuesday.
can write to us at wasthatAnorgy@gmail.com.
Oh, and she started a Patreon. We'll put it in the notes.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone can hear us. Can you hear us?
No. Oh, they can? Great. Patreon.
A little bit. Patreon, do it. Yeah, or me. Yeah.
So,
I'm all there beside you, no matter where you stop. I'll follow you to movies, even to the barber shop. Now, eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby.